I love it.
Hello there. Welcome back. He's fabulous, isn't he? That's our Jack, bless him. TV, I don't know if it's his TV debut or whether he's done stuff like that before.
Oh, he's bound to have been roped in before.
Yeah,
he's bound
definitely.
to have been roped in before.
He's got the look, hasn't he? Well, welcome. 6 o'clock in the evening, it's time to launch a brand new one-day special. And this one's a brilliant one because it's kind of following on the back of the previous one-day special, or it could do.
Where it went dark. Poor Katrina. I feel for you there, mind. Because what we've got today is we have some amazing lamps, and these are all magnifying lamps. We've got a few different kind of varieties of them. This one that I've got here is the one that's the one-day special. Now, it is a flexible one, so you can have it up high, you can have it much lower.
This is the one that we saw Jack using.
Yes, this is a lower seat than he was on, and I've kind of been able to kind of snake it and bend it to exactly the right height for what I need. What you've got is, if I just twist it over, on the top here, you've got 2 buttons. Now, these are touch-sensitive buttons. You've got one with a W on, and that's for your warm light.
Warm light, okay.
There, if I just put a bit of shadow on it, there you can see there's a W. There you go, it's W and a C on there. So the W, that's for your warm light. So if I turn it on, I'll turn it on in a second when we can kind of get down there. And then the C on this other side, there you go, just put a bit of shadow on it so you can see there's a C on the other side, and that's your cool light.
Okay.
So your warm
what's the
light.
difference?
Okay, what's the difference? Your warm light, that gives you that kind of orange kind of ish glow that you see from a normal bulb that you would have in the house. C is your cool light, and that's more representative of your kind of natural, your actual colours.
Right.
So if you're trying to colour match and things, you want it on the cool light because that's the one that's going to give you the best indication of colour. But you can mix them, which will then give you your natural light status, because there's a whole kind of, light's a very funny thing. I mean, especially if people have been to things like shows. It is literally just a tiniest touch, and there are 3 steps up on each. So that's off, 1, 2, and then 3 is the brightest. And then I've got the cool as well. So I can do 1,
Oh, you can
2,
kind of see the difference there, because it's more of a bluey kind of light. Yeah.
But then I can combine the 2 as well.
Okay, now we're going to dip the lights just so you can see it a little more.
Let's just turn it off. So off, that's the warm, and then this one's the cool. That's them combined together. Okay. If I knock the warm off, you can see that one's much bluer. Knock the cool off and put the warm back on. You can see that's a much more kind of yellowy light, and then you can
get it
combine
what you
the
want.
2 to give you a real kind of natural light, bright, but the natural light. And then again, you can see the difference between the 2. So you've got a lot of flexibility in how you combine those lights, because you've got 3 settings on the warm, 3 settings on the cool, so you can set that to exactly what works for you. And obviously you've got the massive magnifier there as well.
Okay. So the details are on your screen. That is your one-day special. Of course, we'll be chatting about that more in depth, but you can see here that 2 times magnification there really does make a difference. Lots of you are shopping ahead, incidentally. We've got the details at the bottom of the screen of the sewing box, which is between myself and Hayley. So if you do want to get involved with that, you can do. There's lots of other sewing accessories that are bee related, very much a bee theme going on during this hour. And we've got some fabulous panels that you can invest in where you can add colour, and we've got the fabric pens to work alongside them. So really it's a bumper show, but for the time being, if you want your one-day special, the details are on your screen. You've got a £20 saving, £59.99 being the price, but of course you can spread that cost over 2 payments of £30 each. And incidentally, if you've never placed an order with us here at Hochanda before, then of course if you are shopping with us, just quote Hoch, H-O-C-H TV and 20, and you'll get a 20% discount on your first order with us. And when you're looking at a substantial priced item, or a series of items, because you could be filling your baskets with several of these lights, then you will get a £20 saving, as well as the saving that you're making with your one-day special. Or 20% saving, not £20 saving, sorry.
Okay, so I've just been having a little sew while you were having a little chat there. So what you've got as well with this light, obviously we're showing you the 9 different, or in theory 9 different options you've got in terms of your lighting, because you've got your three warm, your 3 cool, and then any combination of those that you like. What you've also got with this is the flexible neck, and as you saw in the little video at the beginning there, you've got the option to put it as a floor standing one, or change it so you can put it on the clamp. So you just unscrew that, Now we've got it plugged into the mains at the minute, but you don't have to have that. If I unplug the mains, that's purely to charge it. So you can have it so it's completely hands-free. I'm just going to make sure I've undone that enough.
And I like this idea because you've got floor standing, but it could perhaps come over your shoulder if you wanted it behind you or something like that.
Then there's another bit, it works exactly the same way, so it's just got a little screw there. Just undo that bit more. Somebody's put that right the way in. That's nice. Sorry, somebody put it all the way in. There we go. That just goes in, tightens
and that can
up.
just clip to a table.
Yep. You can still get your charger in at this point as well. So if you did want to have it clipped to a table or have it clipped to something, it's got a nice big clip on there because we've got quite a thick table actually on the demonstration table today. But because it's got those foam pads in there, it will kind of grip onto
really
anything.
Useful. If it might be that you're crafting in bed and you've got one of those tables, you know, like sometimes in the hospital that sits over
I know
your
which
bed.
ones you mean.
Or it might be that you're crafting, you're sitting in a wheelchair. Then again, you could clip that to the edge of the chair. And it's very durable. It doesn't break when you drop it.
Accident. Sorry.
Now the details on the screen, £59.99. It's not limited to one per customer. So if you fancy one of these for yourself, but you know somebody that would be perfect for as a Christmas gift, then why not treat yourself to 2 of those? And then you don't have to part with one, because when you do see it, you will want to keep it, that is for sure. Lots of other styles of lighting that we can help you with, whether you want something that's very transportable. It's good for your needles, yeah. So yeah, there's lots on the website, lots of different prices, lots of different budgets. Some of them are literally hands-free, as you can see the one there with the magnification that you literally can use around your neck on that neck strap. Makes it nice and easy, means your hands are free and you can really get into the nitty-gritty of whatever project you are working on. So but yeah, just pop any of those into your basket, check your basket out in one go, and of course if you are going for any of those items that are on FlexiBuy, it means you've opened up your Flexi order so you can add anything else in. But of course if your order does come to £60 or more, you can choose to spread the cost anyway. So even if you haven't got an item that has got Flexi order on, and as I say, do remember that additional code, because that can be quite a useful code to have. 20% is quite a saving on anything, to be fair. So but yeah, do consider that. And of course it might be that you're not into your sewing. Obviously we showed you a little bit of embroidery there, but what if you are working in other styles of crafting, especially colouring? I mean, this is one of the things where you need to make sure you've got those colours right.
They've given me a massive table here, which is miles away from anything I need. So you can also use it for colouring and things. I've just got it on, you can see there, if I just move that and drop it again. So
wow, gosh,
that's
bright.
How it would normally be. Let me just move it so we've got something in shot there so you can see. Hang on. Let's have a little wiggle. There we go. Right, that's miles away from me, but that's fine. But it's massive magnification for one, and then that's one step of the lighting, and then you've got the second, and then you've got the third. So if you are doing super fine kind of detailed work, I'm just going to push this down a bit so you can see, because it's quite far up away from the thing, and it's difficult, I think, for the camera to see. There you go. And then you can see, you can get kind of right in there with your pens, and you can see that super fine detail because you've got that huge magnification in there as well. So that's your cool light that I've got on.
Okay.
If you wanted to take that off and then you wanted to go for the warm light, now this one gives it that more kind of yellowy effect. And again, there's 3 steps on this one as well. So that's the top one. That's off. 1, 2, and 3 on there. Now if you want to combine the 2 and get that natural light feel, then you can do that as well. You've got 1, 2, 3 steps that you can add onto that. So with using either or, you've got about a 4,000K of light.
Yeah.
If you're using both of them together, you get about 6,000.
Okay.
So that's a huge amount of illumination that you're getting. And
now,
it's really bright, and it's really kind of easy to see what you're doing. I mean, on that screen, the actual image looks quite kind of bleached out because there is so much light on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if they can possibly just, There, perfect. Bring down the lights a bit so you can see more of kind of what I'm seeing. You can actually see a lot of reflection coming on those because of this kind of sparkly pens that we've got on the go at the minute. Because these, the pens that we've got are the Zebra Doodlers pens set, and these were used on Sunday with some of the Selena Fennick images, and they're absolutely gorgeous images, and we've been kind of, you know, colouring them in as we go. So I'm just going to shuffle this across so we can do a little bit on this wing.
Those panels, incidentally, we have got them at the bottom of your screen. You can see they're the fairy fabric panels. They're £19.97. You're going to choose any 3 of those, and of course if you do want the pencils, the pencil details are on the side there. Just £14.99, and you're going to get 10 of your neon and 10 of your glitter, and your fashion heat fix colours as well.
Yes, they are heat fix. So what you can do is, if you want to kind of keep them as a permanent feature, I've got this little sample here actually that I did to look at them. So the ones on the left, they've all been ironed, and obviously you can. These were done straight away, ironed, and then put in the washing machine. This side was kind of put all the squares put on and then straight in the washing machine. So you can see you do need to iron them to retain that colour and heat set it and retain all the colour. And you'll maybe lose a little bit of sparkle when you wash them, but you're not going to, you can see on here there's still little bits of sparkle in all of it. So you may lose, if it's something you're going to wash regularly, you may lose a little bit of sparkle, but generally they're really nice to work with as well.
Very affordable as well at £14.99, so you're going to get 20 of those wonderful pens, including 10 of your glitter, 10 of your neon, and the beauty is that you could perhaps add them in alongside those panels, and what a fabulous Christmas gift for somebody. That's going to keep somebody busy. The size of these panels as well, perfect if you are wanting to turn them into cushions, cushion covers and elements like that. You could even use them as a quilting panel if you wanted to.
Absolutely. I mean, they're on a nice weight. They're on a half Panama fabric, which means they're great for colouring in. They're great for your embroidery and things, because these wouldn't really need a stabiliser, because they're a nice kind of, you know, a good weight to work with.
Wonderful. And of course, Hayley's working with our one-day special there, which is proving to be very popular. But as we mentioned at the top of the hour, we've got lots of different choices with regards to lighting. Yeah, lots to choose from, including the one that we've got here. Now, the handy lamp. Now, this is, I think, the handy lamp that we've got here, isn't it? Where you've got your base, and it literally folds away. Look at that. That's a slender lamp, isn't it?
Now this one, I've got one that's quite similar next to my bedside, because they are so handy. This one's another rechargeable one, so as you can see, you're not plugged in at the minute there, Hayley, and you can kind of, it's really, really portable. What I would recommend is anything that's got a battery like this, if you charge it up, unplug it, use it, and then plug it back in, your battery life will last an awful lot longer than if you just leave it constantly plugged in. If you leave it constantly plugged in, then you will eventually, you know, over years, run your battery down a little bit. But if you can, charge it up, use it, unplug it. And this one doesn't come with an actual socket, it comes with a USB adapter, because I think most homes now have got something that plugs in, like your phone or something along those lines.
Now, as we're looking at the light here, we can see that it's almost got kind of shards of light coming away from it. Are those the individual bulbs with these, or?
Yes. So what happens is, it's got, you can see within there, it's got kind of individual bulbs, and you've got your 3 or 4 settings in here as well. So you can see. It's very bright.
Very bright. Gosh, it's difficult. I was trying to show you where those.
You've got your kind of orange, same as we
are.
had in this one. You've got your warm lights down the centre there, which is the ones you've just done, and then you've got your cool lights, which go either side, and then you can combine those two to get your natural light as well.
Very, very bright, I have to say. It's
There's
brilliant.
the combined one, and off.
Very, very portable as well, because of course you've got you fold in element there, so that's going to fold in neatly. You can see you've base there, good solid base, and of course, as you mentioned, it does come with your cable. You choose your USB cable there that, as you say, can go straight in. Quite a lot of sockets now that when they're put in have got that already.
It's becoming more and more fashionable,
they,
because I think that if manufacturers put a USB in instead of a socket, then they don't have to worry so much about, you know, will it work in the UK, will it work in the US, will it work in Europe, because everybody's usually got an adapter that will take a USB.
And I have to say, I mean, look at that. That would almost fit in like a pencil case or something, wouldn't it? You could quite easily make.
Having said that, We've got some lovely boxes it might fit in.
Indeed, yeah, we have indeed. Now, if you wanted to get hold of this particular lamp, which is your handy lamp, and certainly handy price, look at that, $19.99. I do like that idea.
I know the ones that I had for beside my bed were more expensive than that.
Yeah, but the thing is, that could fit in a drawer, couldn't it, quite easily?
Yeah. It wouldn't have to be one that was out on display all the time.
I mean, it's very stylish in style, isn't it? It's very studio style. I like that idea. It could be that you're using it on a train or something like that. It's sitting on any table anyway. And the caravan, it might be the lighting in certain situations. Hotel rooms, the amount of times.
Oh, when you have to try and craft.
You have to go and sit in the bathroom because that's the only way you can get decent
because
light.
It's all mood lighting and it's useless.
It is absolutely useless if you are trying to prep. So yeah, this would be perfect, and it's just so easy to transport. Really, really easy. So yeah, there you go. If you fancy getting hold of yours, just $19.99, as you can see there. And of course, you can take it right the way out to the top there if you're needing to. So whether it's just kind of just angled over what you're working, then it's entirely up to you how you work with that. Just $19.99. We've also got this particular one that we've got here as well.
Yes. So, would you want to do clip-on, or do you want to do the
clip-on? Okay, you've got that one
I've got the clip-on one here. The clip-on one is basically a kind of miniature version of half of the one-day special.
Okay, right.
Because the one-day special comes as a floor lamp, and it also has the adapter to make it into a table lamp. The clip-on lamp is a mini version of that. So you're getting a fixed clip. Now, what I will say is when you get it out of the box, to get it to fit in the box, they usually have to kind of twist that bottom bit. So if you get it in that bottom bit's wobbly, just give it half a twist and that will kind of secure it off. And then what you've got on here is you've got one button on the top, but you've got 2 lots of magnification on this.
So you have. Wow, look at that. Gosh. Wow.
You've got 2 lots. You can see how lovely and sparkly is my crystal organza.
Beautiful.
Lovely. So this one's dead straightforward, a single button on top, just one level of kind of illumination, and it's dead simple to use, this one. So this is a really handy kind of portable one. So maybe if you're going to classes and things and you're working on something quite detailed, or you just maybe you just need a hand with some of the finer details. And this is a great one for that. So this one's a nice portable one.
Crafting scenarios, but I'm thinking about what about if you're working at home, maybe, I don't know, you're trying to put a battery in a wristwatch or something like that.
Anything that's a small, anything that's kind of a small detailed thing, this is a great one for, because it's got a tiny, when you get it, there's a little, I've just flipped it over there so you can see the lights, there's a tiny little kind of battery pack there, and it just usually has a little bit of plastic in there. You just pull that out and then it's ready to go. It's kind of good to go straight from the off. And because of that certain kind of bendy neck that you've got on there, it can go into so many. I mean, again, what about if you're under the sink and you're trying to get to your U-bend or whatever it's called? It's quite a kind of handy little catch-all jobs one. This one under the car, or if my mum lost a wedding ring recently, and we were trying to find it, and it had actually gone down the side of it. She must have put her hand down the side of the sofa, probably looking for a toffee or something. I don't know. She's got all sorts of things. I dread to think what's down there. She's got all sorts down there. And when she pulled her hand out, her wedding ring came off, but we didn't realise that that's how. She just realised a few hours later it was missing. And it was a case of we hadn't got a torch or anything to actually find it. And find it. And it was a very anxious time, because obviously Dad's no longer with us, sadly, and it was a lot of kind of value to that emotionally, as well as obviously the value of it. But it was quite traumatic. With something like this, instantly you would have found it. Well, you've got the 2 advantages. You've got the light and you've got the magnification on this, so it's just handy for a lot of different things. I mean, obviously we look at it from a crafting perspective, but you can use it for lots and lots of different things. This one. So that's another one. We've got one more. Got lots of lights. This one is the neck. We're going to call it a neck one. But yeah, it depends on how tall you are. Yes. Now you can shorten this. You can shorten this. Let me move that one out of you. Okay. So it goes over the top, and then rests there. So if you're completely kind of hands-free, and you can see through it, and you've got the kind of main magnification there, and then you've got another one of those little kind of small dots there, and you can just see how big. See if I get my finger in the right place. Oh, there you go. I'm close enough. You can just see my finger moving in and out. That's useful if you're doing any jewellery.
fine detail beads, seed beads, things
seed
like
beads
that.
and things like that.
Perfect.
Now, realistically, I would have this a lot shorter, and I'd have it a bit higher up. But for the purposes of cameras and showing that it's hands-free, then it's kind of the right height for this task.
And has that got a lamp attached to it as well?
Actually, it has. There's a little switch on the top there.
Okay.
If I just move this out the way, you'll see it a bit better. There's a little switch there. There you go.
Oh wow, gosh, yeah.
So that's got quite a lot of kind of illumination as well. So if you've got projects that you want to do hands-free, especially for things like embroidery, where you're going to need two hands.
See, I'm thinking that would be brilliant. Literally sit in the glove box of the car. So if you're waiting for somebody to finish football practice or dance or something like that, and you need to do a bit of sneaky craft.
Why not?
I mean, it's getting dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes,
isn't it?
I mean,
So,
normally you would have it sitting up a bit higher, a bit closer to your eyes, and it's just because I haven't adjusted this strap at the minute. So that's kind of where you would have it.
Perfectly.
Just
So if you fancy that particular one, less than a tenner for that. That is brilliant.
I know, this one's
Santa.
perfect. For, I mean, perfect for stocking fillers and things.
If you've got something you don't really know what to buy,
it does another thing as well. I forgot about this.
Oh, okay.
It does another thing. Right, so that comes out.
Oh, I see.
And it can stand up.
Oh, now you're talking. Wow.
There you go. I've twisted it a bit too far there.
You just got to get the angle.
Oh, it's because it's sitting on the things. There you go. Let's just twist that there.
Yeah, if it's not top heavy, isn't it? It's bringing the angle. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is brilliant idea. That's very, very useful. Look at that, and look at the way that's magnifying.
So all of the things that we've got, apart from the kind of normal lamp, everything else magnifies as well as lights. Okay. Obviously, what you've got here is you've got a kind of a good, better, best situation where you know. These ones are good because they do one level of illumination, but then what you've got with the one day special is you've got the best option where you've got the biggest magnification, you've got the most options in terms of the type of light and the amount of light you can put onto a project as well.
And the one that you're working with at the moment, is that one rechargeable battery?
This one's batteries, but it's normal triple A's.
Nice and easy
did I turn that off?
Nothing too complicated.
Yes, and they're just in, there, that's better. They are just in the back here. Now, I did this the other day because I put the batteries in, so I should be able to do it again. Yes, there you go. Okay. Just turn the brand name round so nobody tells me off. Excellent.
So there you go. Easy enough for you to pick up those batteries, very affordable, and then you pop them in and it's good to go.
So that one you don't have to worry about having that USB charger or having a socket nearby to use it. This one just runs simply off battery. So they snap into there, so you've got your little flap out there that you can use it, so you can have it as a little hands-free stand. So if you wanted to put it down and then kind of work underneath it, you absolutely could. And obviously you've got the little light on there as well.
I love it. From the other angle that we saw that at, you could actually see the quilter's rule that you've got there, and you could see, I don't know which camera it was that they were looking at, but you could see the magnification through.
That way.
And that was looking huge on there. But anyway, we'll look at that later on. So yeah, lots of different options. The one day special is proven to be the most popular because of course that is a brilliant one to go for, but you've got all your different options. So which one should we refresh your memory with first? We will go for, actually we'll look at this now.
Oh, these are so cute.
This is so sweet.
These are so cute.
We have got, you'll see there's lots and lots of bee-related sewing elements that we'll share with you in a few moments. Look at that. Isn't that cute? This is a little one that we'll tell you about in a few moments, but kicking things off with this one. And I love this. This is so cute. I want this as a handbag, to be honest. I think that'd be brilliant.
Why not? You absolutely could.
And of course you can see, obviously it's a storage box.
They're quite strong magnetic clips on there, by the way.
A little tray there with lots of bits and pieces. There's plenty of room in there, isn't there? Plenty of scope for you to put your bits and pieces in there.
I don't think that lamp will fit in there, but I think it will fit in the bigger one.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you want that one? I'll go in.
Fit in there? What can I fit in here? I can make a run for freedom.
What about that one?
There you go. Oh, that one will go in there as well. Yeah, we'll have that one in there as well. Might add a few little display stands. Don't mind if I take those as well.
Yeah.
A little pin cushion in there.
We're not going to get the tray back in.
There you go. You have got your tray.
We've stolen everything else.
Do bear in mind the depth of your tray. So yeah, your tray's not going to go in that scenario, but it does show you how many different items you can quite easily fit into there. So this particular case here, you can see you've got where am I? It's box 19. Oh, that's the height. right, 19 by 29 by 19, right, okay, centimetres. I was just trying to figure out, I was thinking, what a strange title for it, box 19.
It's the sizes, it's the dimensions that you've got on there.
So yeah, you've got your little tray there. That's a good hard plastic tray there as well.
It is, it's a really nice little set, and the magnetic clip is really, really solid on this, and you've got metal hinges on the back. You've got a really nice, solid option. Do you want me to take that little one off you?
Little one. There's some bits in there you might need to take those out.
Okay.
Now, oh, this is the one, isn't it? Now
That's
you've got your drawer at the front there, so you can see your drawer there with your little wooden handle. There, for pulling that in and out, so plenty of room there. Nice thing about this one is, again, you have got a similar sort of tray to the one that we looked at, but you have got the huge depth with this one, so there's a lot of room in there for you to pop in there. It could be sewing box. You could, yeah, that's going to fit in there, isn't it?
Yeah, crack it in.
Look at that.
That's gone. Excellent.
That's going to go in there. That's gone.
That one in.
Should we get that one in there as well?
Oh, you might fit that one in the drawer, actually, at the bottom.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually.
Maybe put it in the drawer.
Go in the drawer, down the front there. Pop that in there quite neatly. Get the tray. There you go. Look.
What else can we steal?
All the evidence disappearing. There you go. That can go in there as well. And of course, we've still got room for that tray to go in there. It could be that you've got a project in there, joking apart. So you could have some pieces in there that you're working. But I love that. Hardened plastic, as you can see there. So it's a good solid base there with your storage. So you could have your little bobbins in there. It could be that you've got your needles in there. It could be a little pin cushion. Or maybe you are going to be using...
It's nice to have the drawer at the bottom, because sometimes when you've got that situation where you have got a deeper box and you've got to take out tray after tray after tray, it kind of opened when you put it in. It's nice to have the drawer that there's something you can access instantly, rather than having to take out lots of things to get to it.
I've got to remember where I've put everything now, because we'll be looking for something. We'll be like, oh, now where's that gone? There you go, it's in the little drawer, as you can see. Now, if you fancy getting hold of this one, you can see it's a really good size. Two flexi-buy payments there if you wanted to spread the cost over 2 payments, but looking at £53.99. Really nice. I never put the tray back in. No, I haven't. There you go. That tray comes out there, fits in nice and neatly. And there you go. You've got kind of the double height there with your storage, and then you've still got the drawer at the bottom there. Now, we showed you some of those other little pieces. I'm going to pop that back on there like so. Now, we've got all sorts.
I'll leave that one there.
I love this idea.
This one is super cute, isn't it?
Now, it doesn't come with the bits and bobs inside it, does it? Or does it?
I think it does, you know.
Really?
I think it came straight out of the packet like that.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Now, and this one, let's move the others out of the way just so we don't get any distractions. This one is £23.99. What a fabulous gift. And it looks like it's been hand-stitched. Looks like that you've...
all of it looks hand-stitched. The whole collection looks hand-stitched. It's just beautiful, and I think the effort that's gone in to actually, rather than making the beehive just a straight square beehive, the way they've kind of made the effort to stack them kind of on top of each other, and when you look at the little kind of paths of the bees when they're flying on things, they all kind of follow on from one to the other, and it's just done really, really well and absolutely beautifully.
But then it's practical as well. Obviously, you've got your gorgeous, and I love this colour that we've got. It's almost like a mustard yellow in there. Little pin cushion, so you've got the practical use. There's things like seam ripper, tape measure, little scissors in there as well.
I mean, you could swap out the things that are in there with things that you would prefer to use if you wanted to, or if you've got your kind of favourite bits and bobs, you can swap those in.
So there you go. You've got your little accessory case there with your sewing bits and pieces in. Lots of other things to check out. So do have a little look at these. I'm not going to go through them all in finer detail, but you've got a little kind of portable wallet there with all your bits and pieces in. That will be on the website, as is the little pin cushion, as you can see there as well, which is gorgeous. And we've also got a little kind of bee-themed bag as well. So these are all on the website, so you can kind of coordinate all of those elements together.
They look so cute together.
Look at that.
But they all look so cute together.
Don't they just? Love that.
So it's a lovely way to kind of maybe you want to pick and mix them. Maybe you want to get the smaller kit to go with the big beehive and pick and mix them. Absolutely, mix and match them together.
See, that could be a knitting bag, because you could have your ball of yarn in there and feed your yarn out as you're knitting.
Of course you could. Of course you could.
Just look at that. How cute is that? Love it. So yeah, lots of different themed elements there. But of course, the star of the hour is your one-day special. That is why we're here, and we have got the details at the bottom of the screen. So if you do want to go for your one-day special, we're going to show you just how fabulous it is. Just see our Jack using it here in our studios. And I will hasten to add, you don't get Jack if you place an order for that. We're keeping him.
I would send him out. There's not really a box big enough. He's quite tall.
What are you up to?
I'm trying to get the packet open. I carefully opened the packet so I could sneak it out. Right. So I have a few bits and pieces actually.
Okay.
Alongside the One Day Special, we've brought a few quite fancy Fiskars bits and bobs.
Okay.
Okay. So this one is their Ergonomic rotary cutter. So you can push it at the top there and swivel the blade round.
That's clever.
So you can use it like a normal rotary cutter. I'm not going to pop the blade out because we're not cutting anything right this second. So you can use it as a normal rotary cutter like that. And again, you can do it left or right-handed.
Good point.
And if you're wanting to cut, because some people find that action, the weight pushing forward, a slightly difficult option. So you can have it that way, so you can just push down and have the weight more over the top. Okay. So this is one of their new products actually that you can kind of swivel.
Clever
around.
Design,
Fancy,
like that.
isn't it? 45mm
blade with that one as well. So standard blade, easy enough to replace.
Standard blade, easy enough to replace. And then this one. Now again, if you have mobility issues, because we've had some fantastic scissors on in the past, but if you have problems with your mobility, then these are a lot easier because these don't require any power to lift back up. Okay. They just need that.
Just release.
And because they're sprung as well, it hardly takes any pressure at all to cut through those. And they are, as always with Fiskars, razor sharp.
Oh, listen to that.
Should do it again because it makes a lovely sound.
It does indeed. That's a very satisfying
and these are on an amazing price as well because I've seen these on for far more than that. And they've also got a safety lock there, so you just slide that up and that locks them shut. Because obviously these will naturally spring open with the design that they have, but brilliant for if you've got mobility issues with your hands. Really, really lovely and easy to use.
I mean, teaming those two items up on your screen there, that's a fabulous gift package, isn't it? You've got obviously your rechargeable handy light that we were looking at for $19.99, and then those Fiskars scissors together. Really nice set of accessories.
Yeah. I mean, any sewer would find. I mean, on my 41st birthday, I got 41 presents off my other half, and 10 of those were scissors. That's fine. I love scissors. That's fine. So to go alongside,
I love this idea.
The rotary cutter. What we have is their folding ruler.
This is
so you can see it folds into a third of its size. So for storage. That's perfect because that's one of the things with these kind of huge rulers. Where do you put them?
Yeah, transportation. I mean, that's not much bigger than a tablet, is it? You know,
that's bigger than the mat that I have.
Yeah, fold that up and quite easy you can put that into a small case. I mean, even make a case.
Okay, so even if I wasn't using the rotary cutter with it, even if I was just drawing, you know, straight lines and things, because that's one of the things that I wanted to show you is one of the things normally with folding rulers is the join. Yes, can be tricky. It's terrible. Yeah. But if I just keep going back and forth over there, there's no bump. No notch, no. There's no notch, there's no bump at all there. Very easy. Because usually you'll kind of hear it just kind of rumbling over the notch, and there's absolutely nothing. These are getting smaller and smaller now.
Love it. £22.49. Brilliant value. You can see 6 inches by 24 inches, and that's at its most extended way. Because you don't have to use it in its fullness there, I'm guessing.
No, you don't. You could leave it folded up because you know, if I leave it folded up like that, I have got 1 to 7. It just depends on the accuracy because obviously because you're working with a much thicker piece on the side. If you're doing a rough cut, you'll be absolutely fine like that. Absolutely no problem. It's just if you do want that accuracy that you can get with having it right up against the fabric, then you can just fold it right down.
And the markings on there, obviously we've got our inches, half inches, quarter inch, 1/8 of inch as well.
Yes, you have. So if I, let me just borrow that pink pen because then you can probably see. Oh, I can put some light on this for you.
Magnify it.
There you go. Let's magnify it and put some light on it. Oh, hang on, I've got reflections now.
That's good though, it shows those little LED lights.
Oh, it does, that's the easiest way to see the LEDs, I think. So there's your 1/2 inch. Yeah. So that would be a 1/4. Yeah. And then your 1/8 is the one that's
the little bitty one in between.
In the middle there. So you have got all of your kind of markings that you would need.
Brilliant. Love that.
Okay, so there's one more ruler that we have to show you.
Oh, okay.
And this
That's
is the
one.
folding square.
Now, I'm intrigued by this one.
Oh, look at this. Oh, it's stuck in the packet. Just do some numbers quickly.
We brought the details up for you. Square folding ruler. It's very exciting. I have no idea what it's going to look like, but the details are there. So, yeah, again, £14.49. When it's actually opened up, you are going to be able to create an 8x8 square. And, of course, you're going to have all the markings, similar to the markings that we saw a few moments ago with regard to your inches, your half inches, and so on right the way through. Oh, I see.
Okay,
Clever.
so let me just I'll just flip this. Oh, that one's been sewn on. I need one that I haven't sewn on. Okay, we'll use the moths because they haven't been sewn on. There we go. I'm just going to put it on the white side so you can see a bit more clearly, because with the grid on the grid, it's a little bit more difficult. That's a bit better.
That's fabulous.
So,
yeah.
if you're doing your squares, perfect. It's an 8x8. But if you're doing lots of triangles, then it's a perfect kind of triangle ruler, and it's got both of your sides on there. So if you want to change the sizes, and what you need to remember is it's printed both sides on this one.
Oh,
so
clever.
with this one, if you are going kind of top to bottom, then your big numbers are on your orange side, but you do still have little numbers and markings with your 1/4 inches to kind of keep you right on the other half. But if you do want to use it as a half ruler, if you notice when I flip it over, the numbers go back to the right way round.
Yeah.
So they've thought about it, and it does work beautifully. So for patchworking, and if you're doing a lot of things that are the same size, this is an absolutely brilliant tool.
And I like the idea of it being two-tone, two different colours, because you've got your light fabrics or your dark fabrics. You can be able to see.
Yeah, you can see it on either. Yeah. So it's a smashing one, that one.
There you go. Very affordable again, £14.49. 458 573 if you're wanting to get a hold of those. But of course, if you have joined us, 6 o'clock in the evening is when we launch a brand new one-day special, and that's exactly what we did. Probably about 40 minutes ago. Time is flying away. Now we've put the details up on your screen because this is a brilliant deal. Rather than paying £79.99, and up until tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, you will be paying just £59.99. You've got a £20 saving. It's going to go up in price after that time though, so why not take advantage of it while you've got the opportunity, and why not spread that cost over 2 payments of £30 each, with your first payment having your post and packing. Unless you're a Freedom member, then there's no post and packing to be added. Talking of which, we have got discounted prices for Freedom members, so before you check out your basket, have a little look, because you'll see some of those little blue banners on some of the items we've been chatting about. You've got discounted prices, but with this particular light that we're talking about, you've got lots of different levels of lighting and different styles of lighting, as well as the magnification.
Yes, so what we've got here is we've got the half of the light, because you can actually have it as a floor standing lamp, which we started off with. This has been taken off and it's been put on with the clip onto a desk lamp. Now, it was originally round this side. I've moved it round here just because it was probably just struggling to stretch a little bit, because that's at one end of the table and I'm at the opposite corner. So I've just moved it round, and you can see this is quite a thick table that we've got here. Yeah. And it still fits on here, absolutely no problem. I'm not exactly sure what the maximum width is, but I would say that one's, we could measure the table, couldn't we?
A little look, I would say. Ooh.
Well, I stuck it back in the packet, so it looked
part
tidy.
Of 1.5 inches, I'd say.
Yeah, it's quite a thick table, this one. So, what you have, we'll run through all the lights. Actually, this is a great way to see them just as a kind of a rough colour, rather than looking through the thing at the minute. So, you've got a warm and a cool setting. The warm setting is the one that's going to give you that kind of yellowish light. So the one that looks like your normal light bulb that you have in the house. What you've got next is you've got your cool setting. So let me just turn that one off. We'll go for the cool setting. So you've got, again, 1, 2, 3 levels of that as well. Okay. But then you can combine them in any way that you wish. So if you wanted to have a kind of more natural daylight, put them both up to maximum. Maybe you don't want as much as that. Yes. You can knock it down. Hang on, let me turn that one on, off, and that one off. Then I can put just a more subtle kind of daylight shade on. Or I can up it again. Or I can up it again. So you can choose and pick and choose, because sometimes, you know, it's great that it's illuminated, but it actually hurts your eyes because it's a bit too bright. So this gives you the flexibility to work between them and find out what works best for you. And obviously when the day is slightly different, because when we're getting to winter, you kind of need a bit of a mixture, because the light that you're getting at the minute is quite blue, because you're not getting that really kind of bright orange sun light that you're getting. So you can mix this and you know, set it to whatever the weather is, set it to whatever the tone is, to get that correct light colour underneath.
And that light colour, I mean, is it going to help you when you're choosing colours, matching threads?
So when you're choosing colours, what you want is generally a natural light. You want that mixture. I need to just move it across. Hang on. I don't know which my right and left is, so bear with. Oh,
there it is, yeah.
There we go. Oh, now where's that gone? Okay. There you go. So it's going to give you a far better indication of colour, because I think we've all been to these kind of big shows in the big kind of exhibition centres and things, and it's really difficult to choose your colours, because actually what you end up with in terms of light is you end up with quite an orangey light. So you'll buy something while you're there and you think, oh, that's perfect. You'll get it back and you're like, oh, well, that's not actually quite the colour that I thought it was. And that's why this light is great, because you are going to get that kind of true representation on your colour.
Yeah,
I'm just going to colour some.
This is the key thing. So whether you're doing something like the project that we're working on at the moment, which is just literally using one pen in your hand, or you need both of those hands free because you're working on embroidery or working on something in a hoop, or whether you're constructing something, things like jigsaws, all sorts of different applications really for this.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be craft for this, absolutely not. It can be just simply like in the VT that we saw, it can just be reading.
Yeah.
It can just be reading, because eye strain can be a terrible thing and give you really, really bad headaches.
Well, yes. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Yeah. So any strain at all, really, you wanting to avoid. So yeah, anything that will help you on your way. Could be perhaps you find it a little bit difficult to actually see your mobile phone, things like that. Quite often they can have a small screen. Something like this will help you on its way. Recipe books, reading, all those kind of projects. Yeah, crafts we've been talking about as well. And of course, this particular light, you have got your floor light, or your floor stand, should I say, as well as the clip for going onto your tabletops, or a wheelchair, or a table over your bed, or even a lap tray.
Yes, it'll clip on to just about anything. As we've said, it's got a really kind of wide reach on that clip, and you don't have, mine's plugged in at the minute, but you don't have to have it plugged in. It can be completely kind of freestanding, if you will.
On the bottom as well, you've actually got the locator, so if you did want to fix it to a wall, you could do.
Yes, absolutely, you've got those as well. So if you did want to screw it to something and use it as a fixed light, then you absolutely can.
Yeah, I mean, that could go onto a workbench in a garage, or close to a lathe, or something like that.
Perfect. So it doesn't just have to be a kind of a craft application. There are so many things that you will find you will use this for. I'm just going to steal the base off this one so I can reattach it. Hang on, I'm going to just steal the base off this one.
Do you want me to hold that one for you?
Yeah, we'll have that. I'll tell you what, I'll bring the whole one over so then you can see. So,
I'm just going to turn this off if I can, just so as I can show you. Can I show you the horseshoe of the light that you've got with this as well? Let me just, there we go. Actually, I've got it on the lowest setting, but you can see around there, you've got that horseshoe of light that's appearing. So, of course, depending on which of the illuminations you're going for, that's where your light is coming from. So you can see right the way around that area, you've got good illumination, and, of course, that glow that will carry across. And, of course, you've got your magnifying glass there as well. And as you look at it, you've kind of got your different areas of magnification. So the highest magnification being in the centre of it, and it's quite thick.
I think this one's
goes off to the edge.
As far as, well, I'm assuming the 2x means it's a 2 times magnification on that one.
Yeah, and of course, as Hayley explained to us, you've got your 2 buttons there, so whether you are going for your warm light or your cool light, simply press on one of those. This isn't plugged in, so it's a case of, you can see I've got the cable here, but it is highly transportable, and you can see there, obviously you've got your light, and it just shows you where those are. And this is something that's important as well. You can see where the light is being passed through, and they kind of cross over, so you haven't got any dull points within that light.
No, you don't. It's kind of all the way around. You know, traditional ones, it'll come with either 1 or 2 bulbs. But this, because it's that horseshoe shape, it's going to give you kind of all over light. What I've done is I've just taken it to bits, so you can see when it comes to you in a box, what you're going to get.
Okay.
So it actually packs away kind of quite compactly. The box itself is about kind of, you know, so high, so wide, because we were looking at it before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of about so high, so wide. It's not huge. And then what you can do is I'll show you kind of from scratch how to put it together, because you have a number of different formats that you can put it into.
Fabulous.
Thanks.
The fact that it comes in a box is brilliant, because of course it's easy to wrap.
So you can make it into the floor lamp like we've seen it. You can make it into a table lamp with using the base still.
Okay, yeah.
Or you can use the clip that then you can attach it to the desk as well. So we've had it in floor lamp configuration. I'm going to change it into a desk lamp configuration. Okay. So I'm going to use the base. The base is a really, really solid, heavy base, so it's not one that you're going to accidentally knock over. You get two pieces when you put it together. So if you're going to want the to make this a table lamp size, you're just going to need the one that has the attachment on the top. That's the one where you're actually going to screw the main lamp into. So this is the one that you need to pop into there if we want it as table lamp size, say. If we wanted it to be bigger, then I would attach that one first. You can see there's a little screw hole in one end and a little screw thread on the other. You'd screw those two together, and that's how you'd make your larger floor lamp. But we're going to make table lamp size.
They're metal as well. It sounds like
yes, they are metal. So right? it's nice and solidly built as well. And then that slots into the top and screws on. So that could be, if you wanted it to be I'm just going to move some bits and bobs across and swing this back round. Oh, there you go. Hello.
Oh, what big eyes you have.
Yeah. So if maybe you're working on something that's a little bit higher, maybe you've got so maybe a jewellery or something, and you actually kind of work with it a little bit higher because that's better for your back or something, then that you can absolutely do. You can have it a little bit higher up and be working here. Or maybe if you wanted to do embroidery, I've got some, and you're wanting to do it hands-free, then absolutely you can. You've got your lamp there. Just pop that down a little bit, and then you can, oh, hang on, where am I going? It's just, you see, because I'm twisted round a little bit, where I can see it is not the same. So hang on, there's the beehive. Down a bit. There we go. That's, where's that? There it is.
Little tiny French knots.
Yes, I've been doing tiny French knots. So you've got that kind of flexibility with this to either have it on the clips to the table itself. Maybe you don't want to clip it to the table because it's a particularly precious or decorative table, and you don't want to use the pressure on it in case it's a soft wood or something and it's going to mark. Then you can swap it to that base that I've got here, and that's really sturdy and solid. It's not going to go anywhere. So you can have it in this format. We've seen it on the table. Now if I wanted to turn that back into a table lamp, all I would do is undo the bottom one.
So this is turning it back into the floor.
Back into the floor lamp, yes.
The thing that I love as well, what we've got on the table there, you haven't got too much depth there, so if you need it to go underneath the chair or underneath the sofa,
you could get it
then it can do quite easily.
So put that one on there.
And it's not heavy, I mean, it's not cumbersome. You're not having to kind of lay this down and put it all together. You're just very easily doing so.
Back into there, tighten it up.
And again, just hand tight.
And then that can go back onto the floor, and again, still working at the same height table. I've got it as a, to be able to work here as a floor lamp now. So you can have it in lots of different configurations, and especially with these kind of dark nights at the minute, it's absolutely brilliant because you're able to still see what you're doing. And that's half the battle, isn't it?
As well, if you've got maybe your seat where you sit and you enjoy sewing isn't near a plug socket, and you can't plug in a traditional lamp.
No, this is where that's brilliant because you can leave it charging during the day, unplug it, and you're sorted.
That's it. Have it exactly where you need it to.
Yes. So I'm trying to find where I was. Hang on, let me just flatten this piece out.
Right. Excuse me.
This is a bit close. There we go.
Now, incidentally, Hayley's working with a lot of different fabric panels. You will find these on the website. Obviously the colouring panels that we saw a few moments ago, and of course you have got those wonderful pens that she's adding colour to.
So that's off. First step, second step, third step on the cool, and first, second, third, So you can kind of swap them. So that would be your natural, your warm, your yellow light. And once you've actually picked your colours, it doesn't really, you can work with whichever one is most comfortable for your eyes, really. It's just, if you're picking colours, then that natural light's a big advantage. And you've got the settings to do any which way that kind of suits you on here.
Clever idea. So affordable, that's the key thing. I mean, you've got £20 saving. Don't forget that price on your screen there, £59.99, could potentially come down by nearly another £12. If you've not shopped with us before and you're using that HOTCHTV20 code, you'll get a further 20% discount on the price that you're looking at there. And that applies to anybody that's never ordered from us previously at Hochanda. So yeah, I know we noticed it earlier on the website. You've got things like the embroidery machines. When you've got considerable purchases, like this one, I mean, £60, brilliant saving, but equally so, it's at one of those prices that you wouldn't mind a 20% saving on. It all goes into the pot, doesn't it, so to speak? So 884129, if you're wanting to get hold of your one-day special, that £20 saving is only good up until 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. And you can see as Hayley is working here, leaving your hands free, ready for you to actually craft, letting you embroider, let you read, letting you do a cross stitch or a puzzle, or
even if you're on tablet, if you're
yeah.
just playing games on a tablet,
yeah.
and it's, you know, it's dark. A lot of the tablets are backlit.
Reading a label.
Yeah.
I mean, I wear glasses, I've got contact lenses, but even so, sometimes that medicine bottle, sometimes the typing and the label is just so tiny.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of the last thing that you want to not be able to read.
Even if I grab one of these, because these have some pretty tiny writing on the back.
There you go, look at that.
See, that was super tiny.
And you've got no chance of reading. Even with my glasses on, I wouldn't be able to read that.
Actually, do you know what? I'm going to go and get the tip of the pen, because then I think that gives a better idea of scale.
Okay.
Of how tiny that writing is.
Wow, yes, yeah.
That is really tiny writing.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah, it just
there you
shows
go.
you,
If I take it
yeah.
a bit further, then you can see now it's much, much clearer.
Wow.
Because it is super tiny writing.
That is incredible. Yeah, and that could be the writing on a medicine bottle. It could be
it could be the writing on something more important than a pack of pens.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
No, but that's all that we happen to have to hand.
Yes, that's what I happen to have to hand. So all I'm doing here is a couple of French, just a couple of little French knots. Now, the other one that's really good for embroidery is the hands-free neck lamp.
Okay.
So I'm going to swap it over to that.
Yeah.
Just to, let me just turn this one off.
Gosh, those lights when they come on. Yeah.
There we go. Is that off? No, that's off.
There you go.
Forgot what colour my hand is.
Lots of different lamps that are available to you. Of course, we've been looking at the one-day special. It might be that you want something that is smaller, more transportable. £9.99.
So, as we said, this one was adjustable, and I hadn't had it adjusted before. It was sitting quite low. It's dead simple to adjust. You've got a little slider on there, and literally all you do is pull it through to the size that you want it to be. Yeah, it's almost like a little toggle. So you just pull it through to the size you want it to be, and then slide that one through the actual kind of ring, the outer ring of it, so you get a comfortable size. I'm going to pop it on my neck now.
Lovely. And of course, it's not just for going around your neck with that neck strap, as we saw. I think it's brilliant that you've got so many different ways.
So you would have this a little bit higher, and then I've got my lights on there. So that means I've got both of my hands free to be able to craft, and then you've got that little magnifier there.
Magnification, yeah.
So if you've got something really tiny that you want to have a look at, you've got the super high magnification. Now, if I just knock that light off again, then you can see the difference.
There, you can see.
What, through the high magnification bit? I'm trying not to breathe because it'll move.
Wow.
I need to move now. I need to breathe. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah. Oh. I love it. But the amount of detail that you've got with that is amazing. Yeah, and the light, it's the key thing. The light is helping.
The light's what helps, isn't it? So these are great for embroidery and sewing projects because you can keep both your hands.
If anybody's just joined us, Hayley, obviously we're seeing it around your neck, but could you show us again how you can use this as like a little table lamp?
Let me just pop that needle back in there before I lose it.
Battery operated, you just need to pop your 3 batteries in when you receive it.
And they're triple A's, so they're a pretty standard battery that comes in there. Right, let me just get rid of that.
One that might go in the kitchen clock.
off my neck. Now I've still got the light on at the minute, so the light you can see just comes from the bit by that high magnification, and then there's a little stand there that I can just push down. I can go a little bit further. There we go. So that's my stand out, and then this bit moves as well. So you can actually kind of, take that out of the way, just stand it over your work, so I can be working on maybe that butterfly there, just by kind of looking over the top there. So it is completely, again,
that is brilliant,
hands-free, but great for smaller projects, and maybe one that you want to kind of travel with, because you can always take a few spare batteries with you.
Easily, yeah.
I mean, especially if you're maybe working on a plane, on a train, on something like that, where you're looking for something a little bit more compact, and it's something that you can kind of work with on a simpler basis. And this is the one that will fit in your little sewing box as well.
Your staff locker at work, or in your work office drawer. It could be one that's upstairs, and your table lamp, your floor lamp is downstairs. You don't want to be running backwards and forwards.
No.
You need something close at hand, and that is perfect. Like if you're working on a sewing machine or something like that, you can get right into the nitty gritty. Another one's a nice one to get hold of, and this is highly portable, and it does come with a recharging cable. It does.
So this one is rechargeable, and this one is a USB charger. So we've all got things like mobile phones that recharge with a USB, or you can plug it into a computer to charge it as well. And this one is 3 settings. So you've got your yellow natural light, and all you do is press the button again and again to change it. So that's off. That's your natural light, your yellow light. That's your cool light, which would be your more blue light, and then your 1, 2, 3. There's your natural is the mixed one.
Okay.
So that's the one that you're looking for. You've got your warm light, your yellow light, your cool light, which is more of your blue light, and then your mixed natural light.
There you go, and that is the other one that we've got within the range. Of course, Hayley's going to be back with me at 8 o'clock. You're going through to see Scott in a bit? Good evening, Hochanda.
Why not?
Great for you, company.